Alrighty, so the new Tower of Trials floors have dropped, and today we're going to be going over floor 24. You can see I have already beaten it. I have tried this one extensively, trying to figure out what the actual gimmick here is. Luckily, it's not too difficult if you're using like a Bond team. Don't pay attention to the Brunhild. I was just testing things out. The only mechanic that I can really pinpoint is all three characters have a unique that activates if they were attacked on the previous turn, which do with that information what you will. All it really does is increases their I think it just increases their attack by a little bit, so I'm not necessarily sure if single targets would be the way to go, because obviously you don't want Zaratras to get super built up, because then he starts doing ridiculous amounts of damage. But it may just be better off just rushing for higher level sort of AoEs. The Bond team typically does the best so far. I've tried it with the Angel team. I've tried it with the Blue Festival King. I've tried it with Unknown team. The only thing that was very interesting is with the Unknown team, I was using Festival Merlin, and I was actually able to get a really good amount of damage off with her Power Strike card. I'm not sure exactly why, because I've tried other characters that use Power Strike cards and that doesn't seem to be it. I was thinking that Zaratras, you know, his passive is the whole thing where like if you don't crit you do more damage, so I tried to use cleave cards. Unfortunately there's only one unit in the game with a cleave card that's not a demon, and that's Freyr, and it really didn't work out all that well. So that was kind of out of the way. And yeah, I don't know, it just, I can't seem to pinpoint anything specific with this one other than the fact that if you do damage to them the next turn they activate their unique. So you can see because he patienced, he didn't activate his, which is interesting, I think. But yeah, so just make sure that you're not attacking Zaratras too much. I think he also gets a big boost whenever his allies die, because if we look at him right now, he's at plus 8,000, and normally by the time I end up killing the two side characters, he ends up just about doubling that. So you do want to be careful, because if you don't, you know, if you don't pay attention to that, he'll get super built up. Like we're already dealing good damage to him with the AoEs before we kill. So let's look at his stats again. I hate the fact that, you know, there's just a 1,000,001 mechanics to the game, so it's like impossible to to pinpoint, you know, how this stuff goes or what exactly is increasing what. So he's at plus 15,000 now, and I can only assume that might be actually, I don't think it's because of the damage that, or I don't think it's because we've attacked his enemies. I think the lower health he gets, the more he increases as well, because the fact that he's down here and he's already at plus 15k was about where I was in my testing last round, when I had killed both of the teammates. So I think it might be a matter of his HP. If this I don't think will kill, which could end up biting us here, but I'm gonna look at his stats again. So he was at plus 15k, and you can see he's starting to do a lot of damage. The teammates really don't do too much, even after like single targeting them like into oblivion. They really don't end up getting a whole lot of extra attack, so I guess take that into consideration. Like even with 20k attack, that's only plus 8,000. It's not crazy. He's at plus 16,000, so it's a little, like 1,000 or so more than what he was at, which we didn't do a whole lot of damage to him. So hopefully this will kill. I've beat this stage like 3 or 4 times at this point, and I guess just take those things into consideration. Maybe the lower HP he gets, the more damage he deals, as well as I can definitely like guarantee the fact that every time you hit them, they also gain attack. So I'm not sure if that's because of them losing HP that causes it, or just the fact that they got hit. But you know, it's they won't tell you. So that's basically all the info I can give you. Unfortunately, I would love to tell you what the actual gimmick is here, but those are, you know, that's as much information as I've been able to gather from, you know, probably maybe 5, 6, maybe even 7 runs of this with different kinds of teams and such. So I don't know. Kind of a tough call. Obviously the Bond team does really well. It also does really well on the previous floors, so if you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if it was helpful. If you have any sort of extra info or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment, so that way it might help somebody out in the future who comes to this, because, you know, obviously the more we learn, the easier it gets. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. See you then.